Hello everybody, this is Best Games, and welcome back to actually kind of Crossout. It's very heavily Crossout related, and today we're gonna be talking about this specific forum post from another YouTuber called Sethioz. And first in advance, I'm gonna call out a few things. First, do not go to his channel or to Gromek's channel because I'm also going to be talking about Gromek a lot on this and spread hate on either of those. Like, do not react on them at all. I'm going to try to do an as unbiased um talk about the subject as possible, but I am biased towards Gromek a little bit because Sevius actually has done things to me personally as well, and my personal opinion would be Sevios is the bad guy here, but we're just gonna look at this, explains what's going on, and why Sevios is causing, well, I think, causing a lot of salt into this community, which is really unfortunate because this game can be really fun if you just take it less serious for a moment. But we're gonna go right into it right here. Recently, Gromek 999, more commonly known as, I'm not even gonna to read this all out right here. It's made a video about me filled with lies, edits, and nonsense. I have not watched this video myself. It's kind of a mistake, Savios. If you're gonna make a video on anything as a react, like if you're gonna do a forum post on a reaction of a video, watch it. How are you going to react to it at all if you're not watching it? As this scrub is not worth my time. Half people, including my YouTube advisor, told me to copyright this video after I can't bother wasting my breath on the braces. Racist. I only saw the start, saying it's protected by fair use. No, it's not. The Martin doesn't even know what fair use means. So, that would actually be, which one is it? No, this one. And I have to remember 4.05 because I have to go back. So, this is what it all says. You can pause it to read it all for a second, and I'm not gonna be able to just pop it back to 405 because it actually was something relevant. So, fair use of use from picture, not by taking other people's original footage, just not fair use that falls under copyright. So we're gonna look up what is fair use. I use Wikipedia for this, but you can find the original Copyright Act anywhere really. And it says the fair use of a copyrighted work of any kind for purposes such as all these is not infringement of copyright. So what he is saying here is not right. It does not matter what you do, like what you are taking. It's only in what kind of use it. And that's actually why this video is officially also protected by fair use. And although fair use does require you to not monetize your work that you where you use the other work from. So because Chromix video here, you can see this yellow thing here, it does have advertisements. So even though okay, it is fair use, it's in a gray area because it is monetized. And again, I will not monetize this video because officially you kind of have to not monetize it. Some of our friends show me certain clips, like where I say nigger safer said a nigger and lies and present I said nigger. Well, nigger hating, like he's typing it out here already as like more commonly known as. I have never heard of that name until I read this article, so I have no idea why Gromek would be more commonly known under that name than under his actual online name, Gromek999. Anyways, so Mr. Lawyer wants to talk about loss and fair use. How about you look up YouTube's policy about harassment? And I'll not allow spreading hate speech. I was told this video is deal with speech and lies about me. Show me I've watched the video and never will. Well, it is not actually about hate speech, but it's actually about a hack accusation, and I will be actually using again 4.05 as a little explanation of Gromek of what it's
Middle
all
or
about.
stairs. See,
So,
it goes down and then it bounces upward.
and that should be a hack according to Sethioz.
Alright, here's a little scene setup. We got you on the right side with your camera situated
This is a
above you,
really, really
and the
handy
enemy in
explanation.
front of you and a mountain behind it. Alright, let's draw a line from our point of view to where we're looking at. And then we draw a line to where the gun is aiming at.
I'm just gonna let it play.
Now let's see what happens if we start moving the camera upwards. Alright, so far so good. Now let's move it over the robot. Alright, as you can see, when I move it beyond the robot, I'm actually looking way behind it. But the gun will still try and aim where my camera is looking, which is
That's
now
actually correct.
situated behind the robot, meaning I'll actually aim in the middle of it, which creates the first snap. Now if we continue looking upwards with the camera, we'll create another snap. And there you have it. All this really happens because your camera is in third person. If you use the scope to look in first person instead, you would not see these snaps happening because
You see it a little bit. As you guys can see, the cores are expanding. You see it a little bit, but that's all really that is this about. But I have to say, like, you can watch this video for yourself. You can. I will be posting all of these links in the description at all of these pages, so you can watch for yourself. It's not hate speech. He actually specifically asked us. I'm not sure where it was. I think it was like in the rear.
to upload this. This is not from a stream for the community overall.
Me, that's what I wanna see.
This is the only thing that was like, I want to see.
The average kills per match.
This is the only
That's what I wanna
like
see.
hate speech kind of thing that you could ever say.
Show me higher than.
He was making fun of Sevius a little bit at the end there, but that's as the really is like the only thing here that like he actually hated on.
To his other channels or linked channels, and we press his 10,000 subscriber channel here. Now, as far as I can tell, this channel is mostly dedicated to talking about hacks and teaching people how to hack. A good example is the latest one here is how to make a teleport in any game detailed tutorial.
Anyway, I'm just not gonna go on longer because otherwise this video will be very long, and I want to get through this kind of fast. So you can watch it for the rest, but like he is not name calling Sevios at all. I'll also be saying Sevios has been name calling me before, and again he has done some stuff to me as well. And yeah, I'm gonna say Sevios, go make a forum post about me as well. I don't really care. It will actually make an interesting video about what you are doing because this is just showing the true you to others really here. I'm trying to stay as unbiased as possible, but I am getting it's rather difficult. Anyway, a while ago, I had actually years first. He was a very negative and hostile person. He takes joy in seeing others fail and does everything in his power to trust his rifle with lies. It was ready with ways of fun, but the reason why this is to be lies and nonsense. Well, you take quite a lot of time to write this. Game mechanics and says that I don't know how the game works. It's really weird from a doesn't even make any serious pro gameplays. Physics of him putting fart noises in a video and just playing with artistic builds will never work in a serious match. How can you know anything about cars that works, how it's played? So game mechanics and whatever. Well, here's actually a Clan Wars battle video of him. Well, it was also more of a troll video for like joke. That's just his style. Like there's like Sethioz, his style like on the secondary channel is making things about hacks.
Oh, there's another one.
This is what he does. Is what Gromek does.
No.
No, that's just all he says. Really, like, no, instead of ever name calling anyone. So the only negative and hostile person that I ever really see in this conversation here is actually Sethioz. So there goes a point to Gromek. Won't go out of his team and argue about it. He was in the Hall, craft scorpions. How does that have anything to do with him playing the game? I was the biggest cheater clan ever, which was never proven. It got disbanded because of inactivity and some other reasons. Like, I didn't really have an official statement on that, but I just heard it got disbanded, and it did not get banned, just got disbanded, and by the players themselves. And that's finally got what it deserves. Tuka got banned for cheating, and Clan was disbanded. I actually did hear a story on that. Again, I have nothing official on this, so um, I am not sure which one of the two years are gonna be right. But Gromek hasn't really said anything out about the bannings. But I heard actually there was a market glitch during the fire starters when they got added, and there was this event before they actually got added, and it wasn't there was a glitch there that allowed you to duplicate some of the event items, and some players got stupidly rich because of it, and those got banned. That story is actually official, but it might be possible that they actually got something to do with that because those were all top clan players. But I don't know from which clan they came from, whether they were Hal or not. And I know it were like 10 people. He's a guy that takes cheat figures, counts as a pro player. Now clan wars works crossout. Can begin and you can not even play and still get weekly uranium or reward. You do actually have to have played a certain amount of matches before this uranium or reward is actually awarded to you as well. So that's he nicely forgot to mention that, but you do have to play a certain amount of matches a week in order to get that uranium. Whereas you saw how Clan Wars many times, but I never saw Gromek even play. So his idiot argument is completely wrong. So, but because you never saw him play, his idiot argument is wrong. Uh, that argumentation is wrong, my friend. That this is not a valid argument, really. Just because you never saw him doesn't mean he was not there. It's definitely a conversation on this channel. So again, it might be a joke video, but it has been collected about many games. So what? Like it's already like 3-4 games plus. Oh wait, one. Red Rush Fact 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's already 7 matches. So he has played that, and anyways, also a pro player. Anyways, I remember 9/11 same. So many conspiracy theorists made a lot of fear 9/11 try to debunk this and that. Here is just bluff and lies and trying to make bucks from lies. Well, that's kind of what you are doing with all your hack reports, Sethioz. Always when somebody kills you in an even just slightly suspicious way, it is calling a hack. And I actually got an example of that. Cheater exposed, automatic shield sheet explained. So he tries to line up a footage of him activating a shield with a player here activating a shield as well. And I actually zoomed in on this a while back, but you could like barely see like a blue dot up there. I don't know if you guys could see it, but anyways, that player is looking towards the right there. Behind the hills, there's actually an ally, and that guy is shooting at that ally. And then he activated the shield.
Do the same with my shield. Let's go a little bit forward. That's the full.
That's the full shield. So that's the full shit, and that's the full shit on this time.
Let's go on back. This and then like this. That's the full shield. So now these clips are overlaid in the same exact moment, right? So if I
Yeah.
go back and
Sure,
see
you
the
go
moment
back.
where I shoot, let's see, where is it? Come on, I'm still
He shoots
shooting
here,
here.
and
To
you can see actually here the sound file right there. It's actually really a bit hard to show you guys because this thing is a little bit in the way. But right there, you can see a little sound bar blip. That's when you activate a shield, and here you guys can see it's actually after. So
flashes in here.
they actually are
So
not
as you can see, there's just one frame difference really, and see that's the
in
quickest way.
frame, one
If
frame.
I even, it's actually even earlier, which means he put the shield on before I even take the shot. That
So it can never be an automatic response cheat.
could be a miscalculation by like say let's say like 10, 15 milliseconds, but that's like just splitting hairs. 10, 15 milliseconds.
10 to 15 milliseconds for a program that's designed to pop a shield at the moment you fire exactly, then you should have less than 0.05. So 5 milliseconds difference. The shield activated before he shot. As you can see, the player is
That's slower than your brain
shooting towards the
reacts.
right,
Just for the
looking
sake of
towards the right.
completeness of this
There was a
video,
player on the
let's
right, and he
look
probably
at the
activated his
Naruto
shield to
background
protect
again.
himself from the
So
guy
it
that was
means
shooting from the right.
this
So just because that guy absorbed the shield, like activated his shield in the right time to absorb a shell, doesn't make it a hack immediately, and that's what he is calling out. So that's kind of what happens here. Anyway, so I go space, but I don't space my field base. And take a look at the screen below his arguments. I said he doesn't need a plane, which I mean under doesn't play. Is that not come to serious and companies know about pro tactics or how to be good at the game. On the other hand, I'm a pro player with over 2,200 hours in Crossout. That actually doesn't matter a lot. I actually probably have over 5,000 hours in this game by now. And I actually do not consider myself a pro player because I do not play competitive. I play so daily. I'm the best player in Crossout. Anyone who's played with me knows it. Alright, for that I actually have these 5 here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, those are 6. So the first one, these are all Flame Raider tournaments. So these are United States based tournaments that are either free for all or these are, I think these are all free for alls, but common sense here. Kerbal Cape comes in at first place in this one. This one, C Mentor, Kerbal Cape here again. Kudari, Robocop Man, all pretty like Femix, all pretty well-known players. Kamartiki as well. Sinug, Darkstalker is the one on the winner in this one. Kerbal Cake, and here we got Gromek 999, his non-promotional account, won one of these tournaments. This one is the mode Team Battle, and we're gonna go see if we can actually get any of the see if we can actually find any of these matches with.
Invite only, and I got a link. Looks like we got
Team
some
Force got
Ah,
Sunkos.
some
here we go.
wasps,
This one is with
duckers,
Gromak.
judge, and little boys. So it's an interesting mix.
Same here, man. I think the shotguns are the name of the game as well. Here we have a melee build, different sets of shotguns for team. My right team
Gromak's
here.
he's got some
two
underneath.
melees.
Underneath
You
the
got two
build.
melees?
Gromek have.
He's got some underneath wasps.
Oh, nice.
Dude, he's got lots of wheels. It looks like a big house build you would see in the.
So yeah, he actually has won these things like top clan players. Their Tetris, like there are a lot of like high ranked clan members that play these tournaments. They often have limitations, such as like I think this one is like uh yeah only rare or below are permitted, and there are also weapons and parts that are permitted that are not allowed to be used. So I would say decor parts, paints and stickers are okay. Read parts prohibited, but yeah, like these are like not interesting to Mr. Cephos. But as far as I know, I actually have hosted two of these myself, like one actively and one in the background, and I do still occasionally translate some documents for the Flame Raiders, whether they are the English part of the Russian part. I do help a little bit there occasionally, and I never had seen Sevios actually participate in one of these. Gromek participated in these multiple times and didn't always win, but he won like 2 times. He also has like the unique customization kit variant of the Scorpion, etc., that are only obtainable by these tournaments. That Savios never showed off. He doesn't have them apparently. But he's if he says the best player in Crossout, well, go join Flame Raiders tournaments, and next time they host a tournament, go and end up in first place. Then I and I assume Gromek as well admit that you will be the best player. Anyways, here just how they're not cheating low. There's better playing Dog to me at playing Netclient for a long time. Growth Scorpions. Whereas I never see in Clan Wars. You know that hacks are assigned not to show in a video or on screenshot. I can't prove they are not cheating, but you can't prove they are cheating either. They got just like a little bit of hate stuff there. So much was scrubbing on cross forums. How much of a hater she's. He just wanted me better so he would get more views. So was showing third-party programs help macro. So using Mac exploits. Kind of cheater. You should try to publicly shame others with little to no proof. Of course, homophobia. So he has to be punished. So he is the Gromek here is not name calling at all. So again here scrub. He cannot stop calling Gromek scrub, phone boy or whatever. Still goes says starting with third party programs help macro. First off, it's such a curve stiff like how to PC. Starting third party programs that idiot is referring to voice attack. Let's see, voice attack is designed to make gaming fun by talking full damage of Windows 10's Cortana. Is Cortana really illegal? And why are not all Windows 10 users banned? Well, let's go to the terms of use of this game. So this actually goes to specifically the limitation article D. Use cheats, exploit automation software, which would be the voice attack, bots, hacks, mods, or any unauthorized third-party software designed to modify or interfere with the service, and the service being the game as entirely, or any Gaijin game experience. So what he says, because Cortana can be unestablished and it's always illegal to use. It's not like it's designed to modify or interfere with the surface. So only if Cortana is specifically designed or made to modify or interfere with this game. It's like voice attack is here what is it? It's designed to make gaming fun by taking photos and to understand Cortana. So it is designed to change the game. So that is a violation of this term of use. So can we just do the same thing as voice attack? Just easier to use and has some advanced function. Do you want to vote coast? Was Vomit's chat again name calling her. Comment later stupid that he thinks Cortana's program should be banned. I've never guessed. Well, that's actually just, again, that's not true. He never and Gromek never mentioned Cortana. And it does not directly communicate since command to Windows and not the game, but it does interfere with it. Again, by the way, it does. Anyways, let's go. Should be banned. Recording software is a third-party program. Ban him now. It does recording program does not modify or interfere the servers or any game experience. So that actually does not actually change that thing. Here's actually one that's actually this one is actually funny. G disrupt overburdening or assist disruption of overburdening any computer or server used to offer support to server. That is actually one that Gromek did violate by I have to get Gromek 999's channel. I don't really care what you guys see here. Some random stuff. Oh well. I watch stuff too occasionally, you know. Anyways, massive free for all lobby and crossout. Actually one a little bit earlier. He did one of that too. Where is it? I cannot find it, of course. Anyways, there somewhere free for all lobby. Anyways, like he tried to make the servers crash by using a glitch in the custom game mode. In the custom game mode, glitches matter less because it is um literally a mode designed to have fun for YouTubers to invite their subscribers into matches, basically. But that would be technically be a violation. So I guess they're both violating the terms of use there. Anyways, there always be the facts. So that was actually like the graphics changing, and technically yes, it is a violation of this here because it modifies or it modifies the looks of the game. So technically, it's not allowed. Of course, this is all judged on an individual basis. So in an individual case, if Gaijin decides to allow graphics like unauthorized third-party software, so if they decide to authorize graphic changes as long as it doesn't interfere with things like cloaking, then it would be fine. But otherwise not. Alright. Color filter. Oh, that's Steam gaming mod is illegal too. Some game put a crosshair in the middle of your screen. So revive a frame rate that you to spot enemies. I don't know what it was. Anyways, that actually, if you go back again, it is automation. It's all software. So what he's calling out here actually does not matter because the game entirely does not ever mention software, hardware. So let's say you have a mouse that has a button that allows you to actually have one of these buttons that double click. So one click, two click, no, two clicks will select, and I actually can press it once. There we go, and select something because it's a double click button. But that's software. That would technically like using some kind of macro that automatically keeps clicking that button. That would be illegal. Funny enough, if you actually decide to like get some kind of contraption on top of your mouse or on top of your keyboard or whatever that automatically presses and holds a button and then releases it, but probably by some kind of rotational rotor. So let's say you have like a rotor circle here and then like some like a piston that goes up and down and then holds a button and release it. That's fully legal according to these terms of service. So then you can actually, if you use like that contraption to create the macro, to like let's say fire the Prometheus on perfect timing. To first of all, to get a piston to perfectly time the pressing of a button and releasing of a button, that's gonna be impressive. But it would actually be allowed according to terms of service. So hardware does not matter. So Sev is using map exploit. He's coming out by the one that's Acid Lake. We're able to leash him up. It's funny because he did it himself too. I have never seen Gromek use it. Although like he might have made a video on it, but I'm not sure. Gotta be using exploit. So what do you call this? So this was actually a video about Reaper, recoil. So these are the legendary miniguns. They have so much recoil that they are able to lift up a vehicle off, like, and get it into the air by recoil only. And it's actually really hard to balance these things and kind of to work. And actually, you need knowledge of the game and its physics to actually make these. So that Gromek actually managed to make these on one of his own. He even made a fusion variant that we'll show you guys in a second, but before I read the rest. So humanitarian video exploit game physics and fly around the map. Says much of the map is the one I use. Use this exploit. Well, I actually the officials from the official Crossout channel actually a long time back had a one of the Crossout shows. They had a build like this when it was easier to get these to fly, and it actually was repair based, but they patched the glitch back then, like that made it able to, like, even for repairs to fly. And now it's really just using the reapers as recoil to lift up, and the hovers just merely as balance. That's what these use. The other one actually uses a bug where if hovers get angled and like something happened where they start just to lift up. That was like slight difference, and so this is actually not like a glitch currently. It's not like not considered a glitch. He takes every advantage he can in a battle. So he has no skill and needs to have cheat defense, not capable of winning. Well, he has. Guys probably have seen the like cross-eyed fusion with the artillery. He with the also the mythbuster that show how much like um his game knowledge is, or like he does all kinds of thing, including like things like the slam dunk, of course. Like he wins matches with these, and I'm just gonna this is gonna be like in short. Basically, it uses boosters in a very specific way to crash people in the ground and use the speed limiter of this game. That basically, if you are above max speed and your frame hits the ground, you will die. That's what he uses to kill people then, and he wins matches with those kinds of things. I actually had a fusion video of that with him on that. It was actually kind of hilarious. So I don't think there's third-party cheats because it's too scary to find any. Well, I actually did a Google, and there are you can actually find cheats, but currently there are, as far as at least I know, there are not any working ones. They are all patched uh between March and May this year. Anyways, publicly shame others. Doing this video talk about discrepancy, but we'll see. Again, he specifically hated, like, asked people to not to hate on Sethioz. Again, and I will again say don't hate on Sethioz here, but just ignore him. Really, they're like 30 people cheaters. Well, go watch one of his streams and count the amount of times he calls people cheaters, and then count the amount of streams he does, and then you easily hit over 200 players. That was all about a few. Search my website was hacks. So where in the city do you see crossout hacks? Sure, Max doesn't know. Uh, his argument actually back then is like he sells that Sevio is calling out people for hacks. Well, he has hacked in games himself. That was the argument, specifically, so that he was like hypocritical toward like said that Sevio is a hypocrite because he complained about hacks while he has hacked himself. But he never mentioned the crossout other games, so that really didn't matter back then. It was like physical was like this person hates food. No, it's like um I hate fish kind A, but I hate it when people eat fish kind B. Something like that. I was like retarded. Well, fair to students, students. Aimbot Volk RX. This composes very much as I'm a hacker. He is not. Spend about hacking. Tell me the work does hacks. Noah's hacks, but was in the hall, and at least for true to carry the clan. They're all top 3 all the time. Well, they did they actually had like that. They actually also had to in the game like in the a lot of versions back, um, where um there was like this ranked mode, and their members all hit like top ranks. Savio's I hit like rank 100 or something. Like I saw his like you had those portraits that singled like how high ranked players were. Jeffy the Jeffers was like the top ranked player and he was in Hal. But Savage had like the rank 100 portrait or something. Anyways. So showing a video of someone not cheating is no proof at all. Only proof would be if you record the screen using an external camera and start recording before they boot up per se to see if there's any cheats or not. Well, that actually wouldn't prove anything because they can just not launch their cheats. To be honest, so like that would actually not matter even whether there were cheats or not. Your video proof. So aimbot according to Bosco. So here it is. That's the second, like the top 3 players. So this is supposedly aimbot. I am not sure why this would be aimbot. Maybe he shows it a little bit later. He actually I noticed. I think he means that right there. Like you fire and then he moves to the left, but he actually, if you notice, he shot there and there was no enemy there. He was just firing to keep his guns charged. Because there are equalizers, and as soon as you stop firing, you will lose your damage buff. And that's why he kept on firing. Gotta put sound up a little bit. Okay, now he's just shooting to keep his charge up, and there's no enemies. He's not really aiming at anything specifically. You can see on the radar that the enemy is there. He keeps on firing because he wants to keep the charge up. I don't really see how it is aimbot at all. Again, he starts firing to charge up the guns. Nothing's really happening here, but yeah, match over. So it's kind of interesting how that's called a bot. Cheating hard. Oh guys, oh look, there's a new cave. Search angle is Kugel. Well, it's not really that hard. You know, feels really proud of the idea that he found out that I made hacks. Well, he wasn't really proud. It was just explaining. Be able to use Google. So that's some people like me do on a daily basis. Oh, it's live achievement able to find something to show over the world. Maybe tomorrow discover that you can have cars and ice cream in this world too. Maybe Thursday now he discovers girls. That's actually a pretty funny insult because I actually know that Gromek has a girlfriend and that he lives with her. They have their own house. And I have not actually heard of this guy actually having a girlfriend. Uh, this fish would be, I mean, Savio's having a girlfriend. And his Facebook account actually says he is single. So as far as I know, Savio does not have a girlfriend, but Gromek does. So that's actually pretty funny insult. that really didn't have any weight. But it was even a bit with a video together. But then again, while struggling with everyday tasks, common sense, and then it's putting a fart noise in the video. By the way, it's Gromex 99 face review. It's just again hate, just showing some kind of retarded, as like what he would say, picture. And I never saw Gromex face, so I have no idea whether it is real or not. But I have no reason to believe this actually is Gromek, and because like you would never sense it was a picture if it was this was the real picture. And as far as I know, Gromek and his girlfriend both have their personal lives fully like separated from their actual social life, and like once she actually has like she's like artist. She is also actually kind of popular on the internet as well. So future FOMO expansion in detail where cheating. That's one that I actually showed earlier. Go ahead and believe this one. Real men would say what I say and do. Knows me, I'm real. That's a lot of respect for me. Huh. I was the easiest person to be around. That's really true. Uh, anyways, let's go on shortly to show those.
There you go, awesome.
This here
It's
is
slow.
the.
Why you do it?
Here we go.
Oh yeah. Where's the skybox?
Oh, there it is.
There it is, Skybox.
Yeah, it works.
The flying fusion. It's pretty impressive work. Anyways, Gromek did actually use a flying glitch once. That was this thing. But it, yeah, I think he actually showed it after it got patched. As far as as far as I know, like he actually he waited until after the patch, and then we actually have this on his
And as you can
Savio's
see,
side,
I can shoot from here.
a very similar
So
cheat,
after
but this
coding,
one was actually way easier
it was
to
quite
perform.
difficult to get this build balanced properly, but it does work as it's. I got off the hover thing. I didn't know that. Look at that. Bad. See, I'm not falling because, and as you can see, I can shoot. Just for the sake of it, I will kill all the bots.
It's kind of
Then the hovers, they try to lift on hover, but since it's
worse.
keeps going. Get the idea? Someone doing that in a match, there's no way you can even shoot that high. Doing that in a match, there's no way you can even shoot that high. Maybe with another hurricane build, but if you don't
Basically,
have that, then
it's pretty broken.
Guys. I just used up all the ammo. We might do it in a battle just for the funs, but this here is just to inform you people.
Yeah, I don't know when he said it, but he actually said it.
You can only get a couple. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, I actually said why that he wanted to make it a feature.
Lift on top and go in until it just keeps going.
Anyways, that's also a thing there. Again, like there's actually a lot going on here that more than I can even cover in one video, and this one is going to be very, very long. And I hope you guys stayed until the end here. But yeah, it is kind of sad how Sevi is reacting. Since he actually has one of the higher, he's actually inside one of the higher ranked clans as well. So he actually he's pretty rich on his normal account as well. He actually had his promotional account banned recently from the game because the Gaijin stopped supporting him as a content creator. But as far as I know, he continues to make videos because he doesn't really need it with the real like the high like non-promotional like the coins amount on his account. Okay, he keeps on building, but I don't really see anything with like. Okay, that's legendary, legendary. Does I don't see like big relic based builds anymore. But yeah. Again, do not spread hate on Sethioz. I know I've been rambling a lot today. It's been a lot going on for me in my actual personal life. So I am not giving you the proper content. I know that. I'm trying my best to get the videos out and everything. I just really wanted to highlight this point here. And there are actually like a lot of people that are similar to Sethioz, drawn to this game by Sethioz. Just like, okay, you watched this dude, you play the same game as he does. And often enough, the people that watch you are sometimes similar as you are. And even if it's not by him, there are just a lot of people that act similar to him in game, being well salty really. And I don't really want that. I just want to have fun in this game. I yeah, I don't really support the saltiness, but you guys can give me all the replies directly in the comments of this video. Do not go to any of the other videos, spread hate or anything. Do not do it. Just gotta be clear here, so that nobody can call me out for saying that I want hate on either of them. And I'm just showing you all everything I can show here. And again, I say if I am not sure, and I also say if Gromek is wrong. Again, I tried not to be biased, or as little as possible. So yeah, that's really all that is in this article here. It was according to Gromek was an interesting read that really just made Sevios himself look silly. And silly is like one of the worst things that Gromek said about Cepheus, to me at least. So yeah, I don't know whether I should say that I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, because it's not the nicest of topics. It's a bit too personal for me, like specifically calling out two names. I'm not really supportive of that, but I do it because it really needs to be addressed, this saltiness, and I hope that I can actually start making more community interactive videos, like little contests and etc. in the near future, and try to keep this game in a positive light. So yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.